Hi, besties, and welcome to Semi-Qualified Queens.
A show where we talk about all things drag because we're semi-qualified to speak on it.
I'm Juicebox.
And I'm Cynthia Kiss.
And welcome to Semi-Qualified Queens Season 1.
Rewind.
Our soundboard isn't working.
Hey, we're the organic soundboard. We've been soundboarding for the last 30-odd years.
We're Justin Timberlake. Beatboxing pros.
Man, I'm tired of singing.
We were singing Pop by NSYNC at some point. Like, our brains are starting to melt.
This Juice is a girly pop.
Oh, I was like, sick and tired of hearing all the girly pop talk about what's the deal with this girly pop life and when's it gonna fade out.
We found it funny.
We thought it was really funny. Not so much. How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy that you love my straightener.
Oh my God. So I went to put this wig on and
She's human.
She's a human. And then I asked Cynthia, I was just like, can I borrow your straightener? It's like feeling a little frizzy. And she gave me her straightener and it's called a silk press.
A silk press, and it has a little bank of water that it actually steams the hair. Almost like, you know how you steam synthetic hair?
Yeah. There's
something about it where it turns into like a vapor on the palette, or like when you press it, and it makes kind of like a sound.
If you're just a listener and you're not watching on YouTube, and if you're just listening on the Sonar Network or anywhere where you listen to podcasts, love when I add that plugin. This
effortless each time.
Effortless each time, just flows right off the tongue.
Yeah.
This is the same straightener that the Girlfriend Experience uses. So
you
I
know
just
it's good.
you know that I look just incredible right now. Just
I saw that
Jesus.
silky hair. I was like, girlfriend,
Tell me.
how is it always so perfect? And she was like, here's the link, boo. And I was like, done.
That was really good.
I know.
Girlfriend.
She's just a vibey tea girl.
I know. I miss her. I haven't talked to her in a while.
She was your last guest before me, correct?
I know. I actually haven't spoken to her since then. I hope she's not mad at me.
Oh, that's weird.
She wouldn't be. She's so vibey. But it's just like we haven't really spoken since
She's
then.
such a vibey tea girl.
I know. I think I'm going to message her and be like, I really miss you. Like, a lot.
Now that I'm hosting Cynthia, it makes me realize how much I miss you. As
She
a
was
host
such
guest.
an easy guest.
Yeah. Would you
Yeah.
also describe her as a cat?
Yes. She was like a
Nice.
house cat.
Nice.
Yeah. She was just like a cute little house cat. Never seen that much of someone's body in my life.
Yes, she's very
naked. She's very loves to be naked, but she's got a beautiful body. But there was moments where I was like, whoa,
holy.
hello, vagina.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, she's paid for it.
out.
She paid for it.
Nice.
Let it out.
Let
If
it
I
out.
paid that much money for a puss, I would let it out.
Fair. So you love the straightener?
I thought you were
It
going to be
looks
like,
amazing.
speaking of puss.
No, not yet. But it's a good straightener, right?
It is a good straightener, yeah.
I know.
But we are on our very last episode of the season. Sad for you guys, great for us. We have been in drag for two weeks.
Honestly, like 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Well,
Yeah.
because we're in the middle of the tour right now, and
Yeah.
we're also filming on our days off.
Mm-hmm.
And we planned it out really nice where we do have full days off in between.
Yes.
We did do that, which was smart of us. But these are just long days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, we had 3 kind of pretty long filming days doing this. But this is our little like love passion project. So we really hope you guys enjoyed the season. We really hope you guys had a lot of fun, as much fun as we had making it. And we hope that you subscribed and are on our Patreon.
And if you haven't, this is always going to be here. So no time like the present.
No time like the present. And also, it's not like this is kind of end. We've got more plans for other things in the future.
Oh, totally. This is a beautiful capsule for now.
Catalyst, you could say.
How so? I don't think you know what catalyst means.
No, like it would like launch us into something new.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure she heard me use the word catalyst a couple episodes
No,
ago.
I know what catalyst means.
Okay.
Did you say? I don't think you did. I think you're not giving me enough credit.
I 100% said catalyst. I feel like that's a Cynthia word.
Roll the tapes. She did. Fuck.
Yes, I was going to say.
I would say catalyst.
So you're implying that the YouTube channel is propelling us to do more
Yes.
together?
Yes.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
You fucking bitch.
That's awesome.
You're such a bitch.
That's awesome.
I hate you so much.
Well, that's what you meant by the word. So.
This is over. This is the last episode.
See? I was like, I don't think you mean catalyst.
I don't think you mean catalyst. No, I did. No, because we've been in talks for some other things that that will hopefully come to fruition that we can't talk about.
Little proof of concept. 2 girly pops reviewing seasons from
What a great-
about Canada's Drag Race.
You know, what a great idea. Look how good we look together.
Could you imagine us on one side and then like a special guest on the other?
Wouldn't that be fabulous?
Reviewing-
Maybe someone who might have just recently got eliminated from a certain show. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Sounds great to me.
That's fun.
That sounds super fun.
Fabulous and fresh.
Fabulous and fresh. Because you know what we do great? Interview.
We really do.
We really do. We love to connect with a guest.
I just think it's our vibe. Like, I think you and I, we just like getting to know people really quickly, making people feel comfortable. We're both quite quick-witted, funny. So us combined, it's fabulous. But when we get a guest, it's like we're charming the pants off of them.
And wouldn't it be nice to have a guest in the room?
Okay, that we've never
Bitch,
done.
I would nut. Bitch. We have done it before. We have done it.
Yeah, a couple times,
We
right?
have done it, but it's not the same. I want them with their own mic.
Yes.
I want it on camera. I want it to be a little bit more of a comfortable experience. I would love them to be in drag. I know I just said comfortable experience. That kind of
Bit of
goes
an
back on
oxymoron.
that. Bit of an oxymoron there. But I just think it would be fabulous.
I agree.
Right? Like the season 16 has it with Hey Queen.
That's fabulous.
I think maybe Canada should have some plucky blondes.
Johnny, keep the soundstage up. We'll
We'll
come
come.
to you. We'll
And
come
just,
to LA.
And we'll just do CDR there.
Easy.
Easy.
Boom.
Boom.
Our minds. Yeah, no one else thinks of these things.
But yeah, how are
We're
you?
here at the finale.
I know.
It's so this is really a good season. It is.
Season 1. I know. I feel like season 1 gets a lot of flack from some people. I do.
In what way?
I
I feel like
feel
it's
like-
like the untouchable season. Like it's so entertaining.
I think we have some people in our lives who don't like it, and I think they have a
You're
bias.
talking about our manager.
Oh, I didn't want to shout him out.
Well, he's just biased because all of his loves from Vancouver came out on second season.
That's true. He
Yeah.
really doesn't like season 1.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I know, because I feel like season 1 has some of the most popular girls in the franchise.
Is that the only person you can think of?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But he's like such a big part of our life.
I know.
Right? That it's just
I
like,
was
so
like-
I have to hear it a lot.
Oh no, I was gonna say, I was like, who doesn't like this season?
I know. Well, I just find that season 1 has like so many, like as we did the Where Are They Now, like accolades on accolades on accolades. Like my season of Girls really took off and did incredible things with the platform that they were given, right? Not a lot of flops in there.
No.
So it's kind of one of those things where it's just like, I feel like season 1 really was the blueprint for it. And it was just like an entertaining season. Did it have its little blips?
Of course, but that's what made it entertaining.
But that's what makes it fun. And it's also season 1. So it's going to go through, it's got to trip before it can, what is
Totally.
it? Trip before it can run? Walk before it can run?
Walk before it can run.
It's got to walk before it can run.
I will say this season relied heavily on puns about Canadian landmarks and cities.
Yeah.
Like
Miss
80%,
Loosejaw.
like every Quebecy with the good hair.
I really did love those.
Muskoka, she better don't. It's like, oh my God, like some jokes can be not puns about landmarks in Canada.
Yeah.
Like that was the one thing I will say this season's identity was like, we're Canadian. And they just stared at a map and wrote all the jokes.
Yeah,
that was my one qualm.
Right? I am like, you could have done something about like, I don't know, a beaver, a moose.
You know? But then again, there's like, see, I almost disagree with that because it's like, I would actually say Canadian drag is deeper than these like Canadiana references. Like when you say beaver, I actually never think of that when I think of Canadian drag.
But it's not Canadian drag, it's Canada. Like it's the country.
I know, but like, I feel like other franchises, when it's in different countries, the whole time they're not just like,
Mama, look
what's
at Paris.
the deal with Thailand? And the whole time they're talking about like Thailand culture
I
in that
guess.
like shticky way.
But like Paris is very like constantly referencing Parisian things.
I'm just proud of where we're at now because it felt a little like
It feels more authentic now.
it felt insecure at first. It was like, oh, I don't know what kind of jokes I can make, so I'm gonna make these jokes.
Okay, I can vibe with that.
Yeah, right. Like I'm proud of where we've come, and it was a great place to start.
Yes.
This was supposed to be a compliment.
And I'm just like,
I was like, I'll get there. I'll get her there.
I'll get there. I'll get her there. I'll get her there. And I'm just like, you're a bitch.
You're like, I don't agree.
I don't agree with you.
Catalyst.
I've said catalyst
Cynthia,
before.
that
in
was
my
a
life.
catalyst to me being mad.
I know what catalyst means. I will not be gaslit.
It's just the way it came out of your mouth. I was like,
Catalyst. I think that
and I
was
just said capsule, so it was like a very similar word.
a catalyst, you could say. And you're like, those aren't the same.
Don't, I'm gonna pop my lace.
I hope you do.
Okay, so we're here. It's the finale. We've got our top three. It's Scarlett Bobo,
Rita Baga.
The sleeper hit, Rita Baga.
And Priyanka. The sleeper hit.
I mean, it's her gag. She loves to go to sleep. It's making you yawn.
It made me yawn.
Yeah.
I know.
I like the secret yawns, though.
I'm trying to be subtle.
It's the nose flare for me. You go,
We're on hour like 8. Like, let me live.
oh, totally.
I also taught a class this morning. Like, I'm tired.
Oh, yeah. It's unstoppable.
You know?
Our work ethic is on another chart.
Unmatched.
Unmatched. But did you picture this top 3 when you went and walked into the workroom day 1?
Did I picture this top 3? No.
Who did you picture?
I pictured Priyanka, Lemon, and me.
I was going to say, did you picture yourself?
Me.
Yeah, that's super fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's fair. But if it weren't me, I pictured Priyanka, Lemon, and honestly, Tainomi.
I was going to say Tainomi probably.
Yeah, Tainomi
With the
probably.
reputation.
Yeah.
My God, the double edge of that sword.
I know. But what was it going to say?
So that's what you would picture.
That's what I would picture. Yeah. What about you?
Ooh, it was harder. I wanted more your perspective, like in the Thunderdome. As I was watching, I honestly thought you were going to last a really long time. That was a shell shock for me to see you go home episode 1. I was actually like very mad. And then who else? Like Tainomi, again, knew her, thought this reputation would take her all the way to the end, a catalyst, if you will. And then I didn't know Pri at that point, so I didn't really understand the magic of Priyanka yet. So she wasn't really, I didn't really have her number figured out. But
That's
you and
fair.
Tainomi, I thought were going to be,
Appreciate
you were like
that.
my horses in the race. I was like, putting my numbers on them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Oh yeah, I lost a lot of money. Yeah.
But we get into this top 3 and they're all kind of just like gushing over, we're top 3, amazing. We're so good at this, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of like, for me, my thoughts on finales. They're kind of just like weird little love fests.
They are. It's a bit of a circle.
It's a bit of a circle jerk,
Yeah.
So. Did you hear that?
Traveled from the esophagus.
Sorry. I'm wearing a corset. I can't wait to listen to this and just hear that.
Comment below if you are okay with these burps and belches, or if this is something that we have to hard, fast stop for content going forward.
I was going to say too late. It's the last episode.
No, I mean, but for like our future endeavors,
I guess.
as this is.
They're like, moving forward, Juice needs to figure out that gas problem of hers. But it turns into a bit of a circle jerk. I mean, it's great. Let's just kind of skip to right when we find out what the challenge is.
They're going to say the winner.
And that's been our episode.
I was going to say, it's like, oop, we're almost done, but we're not that close.
And now, let's hear from our sponsor, Freddie. Freddie is one of the largest and most inclusive online PrEP providers. What is PrEP? PrEP is short for pre-exposure prophylaxis. PrEP is a pill that you take once a day, every day, that reduces your risk of contracting HIV by up to 99%.
Get PrEP prescribed online and have it discreetly delivered to your door for free. No more awkward, judgmental doctor visits. So visit gofreddy.com to book a consultation and see if PrEP is right for you. So we have Brooklyn Heights enter the workroom to let the girls know what the maxi challenge is for the week. And it is a little remix of RuPaul's song, You Wear It Well, where the queens are challenged to create their own custom verse. They're going to record with Ralph yet again. And custom choreo, big number, dancing, everything. It's their final shot to sing, rap, explain why they should be the first crowned queen of Canada's Drag Race. Really cool challenge.
I feel like Priyanka won, like, at the top of the episode.
It's very Priyanka coded.
Yes.
That pop girl energy.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about remixing a RuPaul song? Would that excite you? Would you get amped?
I'm not the most lyric-y person, so, like, no.
No.
But, like, what about you?
I think it's that fun chance. I love when the queens like inject a little bit of singing into their verse, because a lot of queens rap, but I do love when there's that little flex of the vocals, because they sweeten them, they auto-tune the songs.
Yeah.
So it's, you're gonna sound okay. That's where I'd be like, let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Let's make some sort of like Ariana little cute beat bar. Like, let's do this.
No, I like it. I think it's a great challenge. I'm happy they did a RuPaul song because I know we've kind of stopped doing that.
Oh yeah, now they kind of like just make original music.
I think Ru's running out of songs, 400 seasons later.
This is fair.
So I think Ru's just like, you can only do so many.
Yeah.
Imagine they do Tea Chaser.
Although Sorry Not Sorry was a very strong original, originally can't talk. A Canadian original.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry.
I also think You Wear It Well, the way they did You Wear It Well was fabulous.
Yes.
They remixed it really fabulously.
Yeah.
So we find out that we're going to be doing a remix of You Wear It Well, and then we're going to be doing choreo with Brooklyn and Hollywood.
Yes.
So both of them at the same time. And at the same time, we will be doing one-on-ones with Jeffrey and Tracy. And at the same time, we are recording with Ralph. And
Yeah, they're just rotating stations.
my baby John Deemer. Yeah, so it's kind of just like... So it's a little chaotic in the first half of the episode because it's just them all kind of like doing things.
This is me imitating them rotating.
Ding, 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 ding. We get a lot of sweet little moments with
Tracy,
which
Squirrel
is really
friend.
cute, our little squirrel friend. And I find, again, it's kind of just a circle jerk at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, they're having trouble with the thing, but then it's like even the mirror chat is just like, guys, I loved this and remember this and remember this. It's almost like finales turn into a clip show.
They are.
Where of like remember what and remember when. So
100%. It's like, do you remember that time like I won that challenge or I didn't think I was going to win that challenge or like
it's like, yeah, I watched the season.
yeah, we did because we
watched it. Like, give me something more substantial. I've yet to find a finale that really excites me.
I know. It's like someone needs to get like brutally injured or something.
Murdered. I almost like would prefer a live finale where it's kind of just like a reunion.
Don't you miss the live finales or the finales?
Devastated that they
live
don't do this
audiences?
anymore.
And then why Canada has never done that?
I don't think Canada ever will because now even the States doesn't do them.
Is it a budget thing? Like it's just cheaper to pump them out?
I think it's because
the numbers.
I think the numbers might be gone.
I remember the very first season they did a live finale, and like the size of that room, I just remember thinking you could just feel the electricity.
Were you there?
As a viewer, sorry, that's
Oh,
embarrassing.
I was like,
watching it, like seeing it be like in front of this whole group because everything's done on a soundstage, right? And then all of a sudden they kind of time it so that they film the finale, like honestly, a couple months later, compared to the rest of the season, and then they're in front of a room of adoring fans, and it just had so much energy. I wish they would do it that way still.
I know, me too. It's a bit of a bummer.
I know,
but
they don't even do it for the American seasons anymore.
I think this season they're not doing it. I think it's just a regular finale.
Whoa.
That's the rumor, at least, is that it's a regular schmegular finale.
The rumor.
Thank you. So I don't really know, like, where should we go with this? Like, do you want to talk about like how they're recording it and stuff? Like Bobo not being able to find that note.
Oh my God, Ralph is really trying to make Bobo a singer, and it's blood from a stone.
No, you're gonna be no, you gotta be right here. Yeah, that's what it kind of.
And it's like God bless Ralph. She's a very talented vocalist. I don't know.
She wasn't a Nelly Furtado who kind of knew how to pull it out.
She didn't know how to massage that. At that point, she's just like,
she's like, I don't know what to.
Maybe try this instead. And it was just kind of
waka
more
waka waka.
But that ponytail, that blonde ponytail, was very fierce.
Very fierce.
She's a redhead these days, our Ralph.
And John looked very handsome.
You love him.
I love him. He's so cute.
He's cute.
Little Windsorite.
Windsorite.
Windsorite. He's from Windsor.
I love that. So Bobo's kind of struggle bussing through the verse.
Rita's not.
She's a pro.
Priyanka.
Well, Ralph even wants to stack her vocals to harmonize.
Mm-hmm.
It's called vocal stacking, when you basically like
stack vocals.
Exactly. But you have to do it consistently, because if when you kind of like record your voice twice, if it's not timed at the same time, it can sound really awful. Yeah. So you do that, and then you like hit different keys and you self harmonize. It's fabulous. Something like that. Sorry, Anthony.
I saw Anthony's face go.
And he's like, ooh, hate all of that. Hate all of that. Actually, one really cool vocal stacking, it's Michael Jackson for Thriller.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a TikTok. There is like 8 bars, like 8 different tracks of him harmonizing himself. The range in his voice, is incredible to actually listen to them all separated. It sounds like a completely different song, and then you stack it all together and you're like, that's Thriller. Oh my God. It's really cool. It's a cool like producing technique.
That's really wild.
It makes it a full-bodied sound. So already Rita's got this leg up in the competition because she's a vocalist. She can do it. At the moment, throughout the episode, I'm like, is Rita going to take this? That's what I was thinking when they're recording.
I mean, yeah, but I think you get that sense of it, but I think you have to look at the season in its whole.
I know.
Finales.
I know. I watched the whole season and they acted like she was brilliant the entire time. Even when sometimes the math didn't math. So I literally was like, I think she's going to win. I literally thought it was hers to win at this point.
Really? I did.
Yes. And I was nervous because at that point I was already a fan of Pri. I was like, okay, like
I felt like Pri had that magic.
Yeah.
You know, that like winner magic. And especially when you're watching Pri and what she says in her confessionals, especially in this episode, she's very big on drilling in the importance of why she does drag and what she does drag for and who she does drag for. When the same thing can be said about Bobo and for Rita, but Priyanka's felt a little bit more, how do I say this without sounding like a cunt? Priyanka's felt
there
more.
may not be a way.
Well, you've got 2 white people.
You're going to say it seemed more important, like Pri's message?
Not important, but more almost genuine, because it felt like there was more of a history behind it. Because you've got 2 people who
I would say it was underrepresented.
But it's almost like what I'm trying to say is like there was more trauma in Pri's because it's racially based.
Totally.
Because hers was about the fact that she wanted to represent brown people and POCs and how they were not properly represented, especially in a drag lens, and being able to celebrate their culture. She was like, that's why I name myself Priyanka, and that's why I make you say my name, is because you can know that someone named Priyanka can be successful. When it's like, when Bobo and when Rita were saying things, they were like, I want to represent where I'm from. Yeah. I want to represent the weirdos. It's just like, that's great. And I'm so happy for you. But Priyanka's message was so much bigger.
Totally.
You know,
it was like it's whole parts of the world that she's representing.
Yeah, it's less about like kind of like smaller communities and more about this hit a broader audience and something that was a really important message, especially in 2020. Yeah, right when this premiered, we were getting those big messages about like representation and how people of color are treated. So it felt really important and very like is serendipitous the right word? Is that a good word? Yeah. Period.
Now I'm the word police.
Is that the right word?
You're like, may I speak?
For her to kind of like have that moment in that point in time.
Totally. I agree. Oh, it's all done. Got my last little drop. But yeah, what did I want to say? I had a point.
I agree.
No, I was gonna say, Pri all season has been saying, "What's my name? What's my name?" And you don't really understand the substance behind this catchphrase. At first, it kind of just seems low-key narcissistic. You're like, "What's the deal, Pri? Like, what's going on with this?" And then she gives it the context, and then all of a sudden, your heart just melts for her even more. You're like, "Okay, not only are you funny and clever, you have such beautiful intention behind your drag." Yeah. I felt like it was the perfect explanation.
And not only do you feel like an asshole for hating it, but a little racist.
Yeah, I mean, I never hated it, but it was like...
But like as somebody else who probably hated it, you're like, oh,
ooh. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know? Feel bad now.
I feel bad. But with that being said, let's kind of just go right to the runway. We don't have any... Because like I feel like there's no real...
Well, do you want to talk about Hollywood and Brooklyn's choreo session?
I guess, but it was kind of just like, ba, 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 t, t, t. This is fast.
I just think it would be terrifying to dance in front of Brooke like that.
Yeah.
I remember for the Voss tour, we did our rehearsal with Brooke. She stayed on her heels the entire time, perfectly perched, just a model, a dancer the whole time, picking up choreo in like 10 seconds because it was so simple for the rest of us. And she would just watch us kind of like trotting around. I was like, we are peasants in comparison to Brooklyn
Just
Heights.
These elephants around the room, just don't stomping around. And she's like, bing, 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 done.
And the way she gives feedback, she doesn't sugarcoat things. It's like, your face looks bad. Can you fix it? It's like, oh my God. You really just cut through.
Just really just went
Yeah.
right to
You look like you're thinking because you are thinking. Learn the choreo. Like,
learn the choreo. I don't want to see you thinking.
Yeah. It's like, got it. Okay, Brooke.
As they're just like, it's
I'll
the
do better.
fastest choreo you've ever seen in your life. She's like,
Yes.
don't think about it, just do it.
I know.
You're
What
like,
a formula for
sorry.
TV.
It just falls into my lap.
Yeah, they just taught you. It's like, why haven't you got this yet? You had 13 seconds.
What do you mean you don't have it?
What do you mean you don't have it? But so yeah, that was kind of all I wanted to talk about. That it would just be very intimidating to be around.
Oh, yeah.
Brooklyn, because she's a dancer.
She's a dancer.
She's a
Liza.
That's Bobo.
She's Liza. So yes, then we go ba 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 cover girl. Go right to the runway. Because if we talk about the mirror chats, it's just that whole like
Oh no, that was like the clip show.
stupid.
Yeah.
So we go right to the runway. There's no special guest. It's just Tracy, our squirrel friend.
Keeping it in the family.
And then we start and we get to finally listen to You Wear It Well, the remix. And it is so good.
It's good.
It's good. I remember the first time I heard it, I was extremely tired and stressed because it's 2020 and we just went through this insane experience. I cried.
Aww.
I know. Because it was just so cool to see.
I
You know?
bet.
And this was our first viewing party with all of us.
Oh right, you were all there.
We were almost all there. It wasn't all of us. We were almost all of us, but there was a big chunk of us there. It was pre's. And so it was kind of cool. So I remember it was me, Alona, Lemon, Pre was on stage. There was a few other of us. I think Kiki was there. And we were all just watching together on the balcony at the Phoenix. And it was like, it was strangely emotional to kind of see it all kind of come together, you know? So I thought it was really good. Verse-wise, Priyanka had the best one.
Yes.
Easily the best one. Rita's fab.
Rita's was very strong. The part where she lost me is when she went into the characterization, the bit about being an alien
Actress taking over.
Yeah, I felt like that.
I just feel like we didn't get any narrative of an alien.
Okay, thank you. She talks about being this alien queen, and then in the finale paints herself green. But I'm sorry, this whole season, I would have sooner labeled Jimbo as our alien from another planet with their creative choices, their energy. Like, I never actually got alien from Rita.
No.
Is that crazy of me?
No, that's not crazy. I didn't see it. I understand it was like her entrance look was like baby alien and like her finale was alien, but like I never got enough alien for me to be like alien actress taking over. Like, I get it.
Yeah, like I think maybe this was one of those moments where that's your portfolio outside of Drag Race. Like perhaps she's done like thousands of alien photo shoots and it's like so many alien themed numbers that like that's her
But I feel
thing.
like on Drag Race you've got to like really kind of shove it in our face.
I would sooner call her like narcoleptic than an alien.
Narcoleptic actress taking over. And then Bobo's was cute. It was good.
Yes.
Like it wasn't bad. Like all three of them were great. Like, you know, but Pre's was just, you know, out of the water.
She just had that oomph.
Hi, Canada. Like
Yeah.
so good.
Really
you
good.
know? She had shout outs to like how she did in the competition, like the Miss Bianca read your mind. Like I thought Pre's just really represented her in total. And I feel like I know I said from the jump like she won, but like she won like in this. Like this
Totally.
is where like you were like, oh, she took
I
it
know
home.
when you said that I was like, I don't know if it's from the jump. Like they still have to prove themselves,
No,
right?
she did her verse and it was like, whew, yeah, this is
Then
hers.
she proved herself.
Then
yeah.
she proved herself. And then once we get to the actual runway, then it was like a nail in the coffin.
Bam.
Boom. But then we get to the looks.
Oh my god, then we get to the
The
looks.
looks.
Those fucking final what was the theme actually called? Like
Just best drag. Just
Coronation
finale.
Eleganza.
Coronation, yeah. So Rita comes out as an alien, all painted all green in a little gown.
classic apparently.
Classic Rita. I mean, it's not bad. It looks great.
No,
It's
it
just-
looks honestly, it looked really cool. It just to me, I didn't know that this was her drag.
Yeah, me either.
But I guess now I'm happy that she got to showcase that.
I guess.
Better late than never.
Better there's the last episode than never. But yeah, she looked great. Bubble comes out in red and pink and black gown.
Nude and black.
Nude black. No, it's lined in magenta.
Yes, there is some lining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were the mix of the red lip with the red hair and the magenta lining was a little.
You had some issue with the color.
It's just a little jarring for me. Almost would have preferred a red lining. But
Yeah.
a red lining would have been fabulous.
No, totally.
You know, but.
A bit more like Moulin Rouge.
And this is what really solidified Pre's win. Just really nail in the coffin when she walked out in that beautiful. Is it a sorry? Is that what it is? Or was it just
Sorry.
not sorry? But just the dress that she had worn, the gown that she had worn.
So beautiful.
Beautiful. Shout out to her heritage, her culture. Even the way that she presented it on the runway felt very respectful to kind of the outfit and everything. It was so beautiful.
So ornate. So like it looked heavy. It was so full of crystals.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know how she lip synced in that.
She barely did.
I know you kind of just have to. You can kind of only walk around a little bit, right?
know.
No hair tossing in that thing.
Not one. Well, she took her ponytail out and spun it eventually.
Yes. See, this is why we love Pri.
But yeah.
We also got the treat of seeing the whole cast this season. There was a little bit of a reunion.
A reunion.
Sorts.
At one point, we talked to Kine and asked why she's so mean. And she goes, I'm not mean. And Jimbo was just like, she like insulted Jimbo. And Jimbo was like, I don't think my sissy's very nice.
No.
No. But I think that's why she had eventually apologized to us.
Right.
Because we had kind of like shown her herself in a mirror.
Yes.
And she was like, oh, maybe I was a bitch.
And then she's like, did somebody want a song?
I am what I am.
And then we also got a very heartfelt moment between you and Priyanka. Priyanka was really shook that you went home so early.
She was, yeah. And I remember someone squeezing my hand really tight because I think they wanted to have that moment.
Oh.
Yeah. I won't say who.
Oh, you mean someone wanted to, they wanted to say it instead of Priyanka.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant they wanted the moment with Priyanka.
No, I think
well,
they wanted the moment with me, and Priya was doing it, and I think they were a little upset by that. But it was really beautiful for Priyanka to say.
Of course.
You know, and I really appreciated it.
Yeah.
And you could tell that I wasn't expecting it either, because then I was like a mess.
I was gonna say you were a little shocked.
So I was a little shell shocked, and I also was very stressed out because
seems to be your consistent mood throughout the
you know.
shell shocked.
Also, if you look, I have a brand new tattoo on my arm.
Okay, I was gonna ask you about that sword tattoo, which has now since been covered up.
Since been covered, yeah. I had
But you did it between elimination and reunion.
Yeah, I got sent back to my apartment, and then I had like an episode where I just like grabbed a bunch of money and walked into a tattoo shop, and then got the sword from my promo wrapped in a rose, just put it on my bicep, and then had a panic attack halfway through and almost vomited, and they could barely finish the tattoo. It looked like an awful prison tattoo. And then I called production and I was like, I got a tattoo. Is that cool? And they were like, yes. Like they were exhausted. I exhausted them.
I was gonna say you're exhausting.
They were like, yes,
I got a tattoo.
Okay, cool. You sent me back to my apartment, so I got a tattoo. And then Mr. Box, I was like, I got a tattoo. He's like, with what money? He's like, you're not working this month. And I was like,
did he like it at least?
No. He might
I always
have.
thought it was kind of cute.
Yeah, I got it covered with a dragon because I wanted to like cover it. It was a traumatic episode, so I wanted to cover it with a protector. Fun, right?
Yep.
I thought that was nice.
I always say with trauma, cover it up.
With a dragon.
But I thought you looked lovely on this episode.
Thank you.
Your coronation eleganza was.
I got a
chef's kiss.
gasp from the judges. That's all I wanted.
Hell yeah, you did. You looked really beautiful. And was
Thank
it
you.
purple hair?
It was
Marcel wave?
It was a lavender. It was like a Marcel wave kind of vintage because they had cut Wig Zaddy, who was Wig Zaddy at the time, unfortunately has retired, but cut the bang here so it like flipped. And then was like a bounce in the back and then a bang up at the front that flipped here. It was meant to be a very like sculptural sort of hair.
I liked it because it was like classic drag in theory, but then your colors made it feel very modern.
Thank you.
It was like that twist, that Juicebox flair.
That little flare. My eyes had a lot of color on them too.
You also did an eye contact, but
Yes.
I never see you do now.
I used to do contacts all the time.
It's
but
very like anime.
They don't travel well, so I stopped doing them.
I'm telling you, put the little bit of cellophane in the case and they won't.
Cellophane, Mr. Cellophane, should have been my name.
But if you put a little bit of that in between,
cellophane,
it won't leak.
I know. Maybe one day.
I think it looks great.
Thank you. I
Makes your
appreciate
eyes
that. Poppity pop. I'd like them for photo shoots. But yes, that happened. And then we got a few other pieces. They had that like kind of circle jerk moment where it's like you have the person from your city being like, this is why I'm so proud of you for making it to the finale.
And not me.
You know, like those were really cute. What else happened in there?
It was just fun to see the whole crew back together.
Yeah.
I felt like there was
The
like
gang.
the energy of season one. You guys are
And I felt like all the looks were really beautiful. Some fun things about Starzy is that she was wearing a full t-shirt and jeans under her gown.
camp.
Yeah.
So camp. How did that work? Like, was it not so tight that you could like?
No.
It was really ornate though.
It was
like
really ornate, but it was really thick.
Thousands of
so
gold petals.
She had flats, like she had sneakers, jeans, and a t-shirt on underneath, because I remember she got mad because we had been waiting a really long time for the top 3 to come in, and she took her dress off.
She took her dress off.
She took her dress off and stood there in a t-shirt and jeans.
Starsy.
And they were like, please God, put your t-shirt. Please God, put your dress back on. And she was just like, no. It's so funny.
How long were you waiting? Did it feel like a while?
We waited a long time.
Oh, okay. It's hard though, because you're all to coordinate like 9 other queens getting
It
ready.
was when they kept saying, in 3 more minutes. Like,
I've
2 hours later.
I've been there.
Like the hurry up and wait was getting out of control.
I've been there.
And mind you, that set was very cold. So we're all like,
Yeah.
you know? So she went, I'm not doing this. Took it off. It's
Taking
fabulous.
it off. Starsy's looks was one of my favorite though. Yours and Starsy's I thought were very, very strong.
Thank you. Starzy was good. You could tell she kind of didn't want to be there.
Oh.
Yeah. She was over it.
That's too bad.
Yeah. She was over it.
But the look was great.
Look was great.
She showed up regardless.
Yeah. She was just very like, another gig, another day. Like she was very like, I don't want to do
maybe
this.
one day I'll watch this show.
Yeah.
I also thought it'd be fun. Speaking of runways, do you have a
favorite?
goat of all season?
Honestly, it's got to be Alona's poodle.
That's a really great pick.
It just stands out in my mind. Good job. Yeah, it stands out in my mind as like, it's such a good look that it's hard to kind of look it over.
It felt like a precursor to the types of looks we should get comfortable seeing across all seasons. Like
Alona really did change the game for a lot of things.
I'm telling you, she's a curated queen.
But like, I feel like a lot of people, even with like the Polaroid thing taking over drag, that was Alona.
Yeah, she not that she invented Polaroid,
but she kind of came up with the idea of monetizing and selling Polaroids and creating little pieces of memories for drag specifically, and that really took off. And
one of a kind,
intimate moment with a queen, and she was the first one to really do that, and that took off. And I feel like a lot of people got to give her flowers for that.
Yeah.
So Alona is very much an influencer in the drag world. So, you know,
the stands go feral for Polaroids.
Oh, it's crazy.
I love it.
It's the best.
It's great.
I know. But Alona, what about you?
I would say the poodle look was really, really strong, but I also loved that denim the patchwork piece by Jimbo.
Yeah, that one was fab.
Like, there was something about it. It just hit. I think it was the ponytail extension on top of it, like her giant breasts still being like featured, but like in a quilted denim. And I know we're going back to the denim challenge, but here's the thing about denim. It gets those frayed white pieces only once you wash and dry it. So that means they did all of that quilting and then they distressed the denim before they like sent it off on its way, which made it look so much cooler. So credit where credit's due.
Credit where credit's due. Worst look.
Ooh, worst look. Do you have one?
Yeah.
Okay, you go while I think.
Season 1, episode 1, Juicebox.
Oh no! Oh no!
That's why I wanted to say it.
Okay.
That was a rough look, babe.
Let me think. There's something that just like didn't make sense about Rita's Celine Dion look.
Oh, really?
That
I thought
one?
you would have said her season 1, episode 1.
Because what was that?
It was like a kind of boxy dress, and she won.
With the cheese curds.
Yeah.
That. I changed my mind. Thank you for the answer. That one.
You're never getting Drag Race Belgium, ever.
Oh, that's okay. Like, was it ever going to happen anyways?
That's fine.
Yeah.
I love that. So we eventually get to the final 3 and they're talking to them, and it's kind of one of those things where they're just like, who's going to be our winner?
Yes.
You know, what's going to happen
could it
here?
be?
Who could it be? Who could it be? This animal that I did see. Can you help me guess this mystery? Do you know that?
Nope.
Sabumafu. Anyways.
Oh my God. Sometimes I feel self-conscious about knowing the references. Zabumafu I can live with.
Yeah, I think it'd be fine. Fabulous, right? So they go into a final lip sync, and I feel like the final lip sync is one of those things where it's like, it's almost symbolic.
It's basically already decided is what you're saying.
You're not going to win through a final lip sync.
No.
Which is kind of sad because Bobo gave like the performance of her life.
I was going to say she had a reveal. She had the moves. She She gave it her all.
She gave it her all.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm going to get so many bookings from this.
Yeah.
You know, she really gave it everything. But it's just like, but it's already decided from there. You're not going to win through that.
But one could argue Sasha Velour won it.
But that was a
finale
different case because it was based on the lip sync. This was based on a challenge.
But how's that different than what you just said?
No, because that was a lip sync SmackDown. This was a lip sync at the end of an episode.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
I see the difference.
Yeah, it's a very different challenge.
Cool.
So I feel like this was already decided and like pre kind of solidified her win throughout this whole episode, which is sad because Bobo's lip sync was great.
It was really good. I will say the reveal explained the fit.
Yes.
Because at first I was like, beautiful gown, wish it was tighter. Why is it so loose? And then she revealed it, like she took it off her body.
And it's a bodysuit.
And then there was a really fierce catsuit underneath. The catsuit was great. Just that it was almost like a coat dress over top.
Yes.
That looked a little roomy, but it made sense when she ripped it off very dramatically. And yeah, she was dancing for her life. I know.
But
for the crown, if you will.
When we get to the crown, all of a sudden we decide and we find out that the winner is... What's her name?
Priyanka.
Which I think was very well deserved.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was her season.
It was her season.
She came in first into the workroom.
Left first.
Yeah, she just like, she knew herself. She makes such great TV. She's been working in television for years. So she knows when to turn it on, when to like have her peak, her valley. She's just really, she's a smart girl.
She's a smart cookie.
She's very cool. And since the show, she's taken those winnings and she released an album. You were part of at least one of the music videos.
I was part of the music video, so were you.
I was in a music video for a millisecond. Thank you, Priyanka.
She has been a lip sync assassin on an All Stars.
Yes.
She has traveled the world with her music. She's now putting out a second album after she put out her first. She's been in movies.
Yep.
She is a correspondent on E-Talk.
That's honestly one of the best gigs.
So Pri's doing fine.
E-Talk? Are you kidding me?
She hosted the Country Music Awards. Like I could keep going and going and going and going.
Yeah.
But before we do that, let's talk about where are they now with our top two. So Rita Bega basically went on a giant cross Montreal and Quebec tour for like 2 straight years and was sold out almost every single show.
Yeah.
She's been on every single French speaking TV show you can think of.
It's so impressive.
It's crazy. And then she also now hosts Drag Race Belgium.
I know. So cool.
Wild.
Is it embarrassing that I didn't know that they spoke French there?
No, because I didn't know that either.
I actually learned that through Rita Bega. I was like, wait, how does that make sense?
I thought she spoke Belgium, and someone was like, "That's just French," and I was like, cool.
I was like, oh, learnings, lifelong learning,
fun.
No, so Rita again, also killing it, so great. I believe she's coming with a fragrance.
Yeah,
I saw that she was selling that
so much,
at a drag con. I was like, it's so cool. I know I was kind of, harping on her for the last couple episodes, but it's only because there was points where what they were judging on the show didn't make sense for me. But that's not to say she's not a brilliant queen. What she's done afterwards has been like
incredible,
top tier. So much energy. And I also love how organized she is with her luggage. Apparently
she will come into your room if you have her visit your room, and she will completely unpack everything and organize your entire room, and then she can talk to you.
Girl after my own heart, Rita.
Obsessed with it.
I see you.
She'll like put your wigs on wig heads and put them in the closet.
Or like shoe section.
Where the shoes go. And Scarlett is living in LA now. I think she's doing some incredible things out there. I saw that recently. I think she's doing like a thing with Netflix.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, I think like Netflix does drag or something. I think she's doing something big with them.
Yep.
I know Empire's Ball has really taken off. That is her baby.
Yep.
So I know Empire's Ball really, really took off into something that's huge and beautiful, and she's been able to do some great stuff with that.
She's on the Mom Network circuit. She talked to Delta Work.
Yeah.
She painted Willem on their YouTube channel recently. So, she's in LA. She's networking with all the girlies.
She's also been doing some politics. She was she was a queen in, I think it was Ottawa, or was it Toronto? But she was talking about drag bans.
Yes.
Right? So she was doing a lot of work in politics, speaking on how important it is for us to have queer spaces, important it is for us to be represented, and that drag isn't a crime. So that's been really cool. So we've got like a really successful and really cool top 3.
Stacked cast
On top of being a really, really stacked entire, Season 1, girlies.
Yeah. No, totally. It was going back and rewatching it, a little rewind. It was fun. No,
super fun.
As I was watching it, I was like, yeah, this season got me through a really dark time during COVID.
Funny, it really put me in a dark time.
Ain't that just how it works?
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
But no hate. It changed my life.
Right?
Completely.
Wild.
But that has been our season.
We did it.
We did it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how re-traumatizing was it?
Honestly, like a good 5. But yeah, it really brought back some memories.
Yeah.
You know, and it brought back a lot of traumas, and it brought back a lot of like stuff that I was like, ooh, that was really hard. You know,
I texted you after episode 1 particularly, where I was like, how you doing?
Episode 1 was hard to watch. Watching Priyanka talk to me again at the finale, that was pretty hard to watch. So yeah, for me, and it's also like bringing back a lot of FOMO, because you're like, I wasn't there for most of this.
Right.
And for a first out girl, and this is going to be something that only a few people can really understand, is you get this sense of like, you're part of a cast, but you're not. Because you're there, but you're not. You know, you didn't really get a lot of that experience. You didn't get a lot of that time there. You didn't get a lot of those like inside jokes. Like if you watch it when they're all talking at the end, at one point they sing Rita's verse. They go, L-O-N, ain't gonna make it too. And if you watch Me and Kine,
You're just kind of...
we have no idea what's going on. You know, like I didn't know what that meant until I watched the show. So for a first out girl, it is a little bittersweet to watch those seasons, because it's a lot to take in, because you're just like, I wasn't there for a lot of this.
Bittersweet symphony
this life. What about you?
Wasn't re-traumatizing for me at all. I got a couple pangs of like COVID flashbacks where it was like, oh my God, my life is so different than when it was watching that show. But it also was cool because this show, the first season, inspired me to audition. Like I didn't really, honestly, I wasn't doing as much drag, so I didn't honestly know this show was being made or produced.
Fab.
Once it came out, I was like, they're doing a Canadian one. And I just like pressed play, and I was like, oh, it's not bad. Like sometimes Canadian versions of shows can be a little
rough around the edges.
Subpar, but I was pleasantly surprised with the production value of season 1, and then saw that they were auditioning, and well, we know the rest of that history. Fucking did it. So it's cool to watch and think that that's been 4 years.
4 years. I know.
4 years.
I know, it's crazy.
You and hopefully started high school and then graduated by the time this
that
all
makes
happened.
me want to barf.
Right?
That's insane. But this has been it, and we really appreciate you guys watching our third season, but our first videoed season.
I know.
So Cynthia's gonna
looks on looks.
Looks. Oh
my God, if we do another season, could you imagine another 10 looks we have to conjure up?
Oh my God, I think I would do some repeats. But we really appreciate the support, and Cynthia's gonna let you know where you can find us on socials.
I sure am. You can follow us at Semi-Qualified Queens Pod on Instagram, and on Twitter it's SQQPOD.
And if you're watching us on YouTube, we really appreciate it. We have put quite a lot of work into these, so thank you so much.
I don't even mentioned it.
It's really, really hard to do this. And then if not, if you're listening to us on the Sonar Network or wherever you listen to podcasts, we really appreciate it. But we also have some additional content on our Patreon. So if you want to subscribe to that, it's not that expensive, and you get a little bit of extra fun. So thank you guys so much. And we are going to take a little break, and we're going to come back with our next season, which will be something.
Yeah, totally.
We're not sure what it is yet.
I always love when you do that on the fly. You're like, should we do a little sprinkle? And I'm like,
sprinkle? It's like, I want to give a surprise, but then I'm also like, I don't really know.
We'll always be back, but we don't know what we're covering just yet.
But we will be back, and we appreciate everything that you guys have done for us. So thanks for the last 10 weeks, and we'll chat with you soon. Bye.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.